I think it's pretty impressive. I've only been a politician officially for 7 days. I've never run for office before. Well, scratch that, Jonathan. I ran for fifth grade class president. I carried 3 out of 4 roles. They're still cleaning up the blood. But I only decided to run fairly recently, and I was the last major person to get into the race. And so I've only really begun campaigning. I think the reason I've done so well is because I'm pretty well known in the state. I've been a talk show host here for around almost 30 years. I'm on in every major market from Sacramento down to San Diego. I'm also a syndicated columnist. My column is carried in the LA Daily News, the largest newspaper in the Valley in LA. It's carried in the largest newspaper in Orange County. So people know what I stand for and know what I believe. I've been talking about crime and homelessness and the rising cost of living for a long time. And I've got some ideas about what to do about it. And I think I can communicate in ways that can get independents and Democrats who've never voted for a Republican to vote for me. One of my big issues, Jonathan, is school choice. I went to Crenshaw High School. That was a school, if you saw the movie that was featured in Boys in the Hood. I just recently checked, only 2% of kids in my high school are math proficient. It's also said to be a school that's controlled by the gang called the Crips. Who sends their kid to a school where only 2% can do math at proficiency levels, and the school is dominated by the gang called the Crips? And I support school choice. I want the money to follow the children rather than the other way around. And the teachers union, the largest funder of Gavin Newsom, is adamantly opposed to school choice because the teachers are not automatically dues paying members of the union. 75% of Black boys cannot read at state levels of proficiency, 50% of third graders cannot, and 80% of the kids in the public school system here in California are Black and brown, the very people that the left claims that they care about. There are roughly 300,000 public school teachers, and out of that, experts tell me repeatedly a minimum of 5% are incompetent and should be fired. That's 15,000 teachers that are roaming the streets of our schools, miseducating or not educating our children. Imagine if that were the same percentage, say, of cops. I'm in LA. The LAPD is roughly 10%, 10,000 manpower. If 5% of the LAPD were bad cops, that's 500 cops unleashed on the streets of Los Angeles, racially profiling, planting evidence, and doing all sorts of other things. We wouldn't tolerate it. Why are we tolerating 15,000 bad teachers? One of the many things I intend to do, Jonathan, is to do something about that.